I watched the television last night. You know, they split the screen. They showed Harry at his Well Child charity, and they showed Kate and William at the Women's Institute. And incidentally, it was only supposed to be William going. At the last minute, Kate said she wanted to be there. That's because they realised that Harry, if Kate wasn't there, would get the headlines. And you watched Harry. The royal family really needs him. His interactions with people, he's so natural and friendly and warm. And Kate
I think
and William...
he misses this country.
Kate and...
Hang on, let's conclude. Go on. Say what you're going to say.
I was just saying, the royal family needs Harry. Harry doesn't really need the royal family.
Christian? Other way around.
No, I think it's the other.
See News that is a masterclass in no-holds-barred commentary from journalist Nina Myskow. She didn't mince words, tearing into the royal family's dynamics and laying out why Prince Harry is the one holding all the cards these days. Forget the fairy tale nonsense about Harry needing his old crew back home. Nina made it crystal clear that it's the Windsors who are scrambling without him. The debate kicked off amid Harry's latest UK visit, where he was honouring his late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, by laying a wreath at Windsor Castle. This came right after his appearance at the Well Child Awards in London, where he connected with seriously ill kids and their families in that effortless, heartfelt way only he can. Nina jumped right in, defending Harry against critics who paint him as the runaway royal. The royal family really needs him, she declared, highlighting how Harry's interactions with people, he's so natural and friendly and warm. It's that genuine charisma that sets him apart, and honestly, Nina wasn't afraid to say the quiet part out loud. The royals are missing that spark big time. But Nina didn't stop at praise for Harry. She flipped the script entirely, arguing that the royal family needs Harry, whereas Harry doesn't really need the royal family. Boom, there it was. The fact-spitting moment that had the panel heated. The timing couldn't have been more perfect to illustrate Nina's point. As the world watched, the spotlight was once again on Prince Harry, and his actions spoke volumes about his character and priorities. Just days before, Harry was at the Well Child Awards, sharing laughs and hugs with children facing life-threatening conditions. He moved through the room with genuine warmth, making each child feel seen and valued, his compassion shining through every interaction. He spoke from the heart about parenthood and resilience, drawing on his own experiences as a dad to Archie and Lilibet. His words resonated deeply as he reflected on the challenges and joys of raising children, especially when faced with adversity. It was raw, inspiring stuff, the kind of engagement that reminds people why they connected with him in the first place. The audience was visibly moved, some wiping away tears, others applauding with heartfelt appreciation for his honesty and vulnerability. No scripted speeches or forced smiles, just Harry being Harry. In these moments, his authenticity and empathy shine brightest, showing the world the real person behind the royal title. Enter Prince William, who suddenly popped up at a Women's Institute event in Sunningdale with Kate, where they spent time praising and sampling delicious cakes to mark the Queen's death anniversary. Really? Cake tasting while your brother is out there spotlighting critical charity work? It smacked of a last-minute scramble to grab headlines, as if William was terrified of Harry stealing the show again. Nina's critique cuts deeper when you consider the backstory she laid out. She insisted Harry didn't bolt. He was pushed out. He was pushed out. And why? Because he was more popular than William and Kate. Ouch. That's the jealousy factor Nina exposed, and it's hard to argue against. Back in the day, Harry was the people's prince, the one who could charm a room without trying. Surveys showed him topping popularity polls, often eclipsing his brother. But instead of embracing that, the palace machine reportedly briefed against him, painting him as the problem child. Nina has called it like she sees it before, describing Harry and Meghan as very charismatic while labelling William as petulant and entitled. Take a moment to notice the stark contrast between the brothers, especially in just the past week. Harry's recent visit wasn't about luxury, leisure, or royal fanfare. It was entirely purpose-driven, focused on making a real difference. He didn't show up for the cameras or the headlines, he showed up for the people who needed him most. Instead of getting caught up in palace drama or royal gossip, Harry dedicated his time to causes that truly matter to him. He spent hours supporting sick children, meeting with hospital staff, and paying heartfelt tribute to his late grandmother. These weren't just photo ops, they were genuine moments of compassion and remembrance. That's what real leadership looks like, being present, offering comfort, and standing up for those who need support the most. Harry's actions spoke louder than any royal title ever could. Meanwhile, William chose a much lighter path, attending a cozy Women's Institute gathering. There were plenty of cake compliments, polite laughter, and smiles for the cameras. A classic royal engagement, but one that felt a bit out of touch. Sure, his appearance was linked to the Queen's anniversary, but let's be honest. Sampling baked goods and chatting about recipes while the country faces serious issues like healthcare crises and the rising cost of living. It just didn't land well. The whole thing came across as tone-deaf, almost like a half-hearted attempt to remind everyone he's still in the spotlight, even as real problems go unaddressed. Nina's right. The royals need Harry's energy to stay afloat, but William's moves just highlight how out of step he is. And let's not forget the bigger picture Nina has painted in past appearances. She's accused the family of treating Harry as collateral damage and throwing him under the bus. This isn't new. It's a pattern. When Harry and Meghan stepped back in 2020, it wasn't a whim. It was after years of feeling sidelined. Nina has defended them as a dynamic duo, far more engaging than the stuffy alternative. William's petulance shines through in these moments, like when he reportedly avoids reconciliation or lets briefings leak to the press. It's as if he's scared of Harry's shadow, rushing to fill the void with fluff events that do little to inspire. People are tired of it, honestly. They don't want a king-in-waiting jetting off on holidays or posing with pastries when there's work to be done. Remember those lavish trips William's taken, like skiing in the Alps or vacationing in Mystique, while public services crumble? It's the epitome of privilege without purpose. Harry, by contrast, rolls up his sleeves. Whether it's advocating for mental health or veterans, Nina nailed it. The royals are worlds apart from Harry now, and it's their loss. His recent actions scream competence, drawing crowds and praise without the crown's backing. Critics like Christian Calgi on the show tried to counter, claiming Harry ran away and that Meghan pulled the strings. But Nina shut that down fast, emphasizing the push from within. It's classic deflection. Blame the outsider instead of admitting the family's flaws. William's cake escapade? It backfired spectacularly. Social media buzzed more about Harry's heartfelt speeches than any baked treats. People crave authenticity, not staged sweetness. If William thought this would shift the spotlight, he was dead wrong. It just made him look like the scared older brother, busy with distractions while Harry owns the narrative. Nina's fiery exchange wasn't just entertainment. Honestly, it was a wake-up call for anyone paying attention. Her words cut through the noise, challenging the status quo and forcing viewers to reconsider what they expect from the royal family. She didn't just stir the pot, she made people think. Nina's absolutely right that Harry deserves the people's hearts. He's earned them through genuine actions, not just by virtue of his royal title or the family he was born into. Time and again, Harry has shown up for causes that matter, connecting with people on a real human level. That's something you can't fake. Meanwhile, William's attempts to compete with his brother feel increasingly forced, almost as if he's clinging to a sense of relevance in a world that's, frankly, moved on from the old ways. There's a sense of uncertainty in his public appearances, as if he's not quite sure how to bridge the gap between tradition and the modern world. The rest of the royals could really learn a thing or two from Harry about what real engagement looks like. About being present, listening, and making a difference in people's lives, not just showing up for the cameras, but as Nina pointed out so sharply, they seem too busy pushing him away, keeping him at arm's length instead of embracing the change he represents. It's almost as if they're afraid of what he stands for. Authenticity, compassion, and a willingness to break the mold. In the end, it's really clear who the public roots for. The prince who actually shows up, who listens, who cares, and who isn't afraid to get his hands dirty for a good cause. Not the one just sampling snacks at a photo op, but the one making a real impact. That's the difference, and Nina made sure we all saw it. This whole saga, really underscores a shifting tide. Harry's independence proves he doesn't need the institution's validation. He's building his own legacy. The family, slimmed down and struggling with health issues among seniors, just looks weaker without him. Nina's words resonate because they're grounded in reality. Harry's warmth wins hearts, while William's entitlement, honestly, just pushes them away. If the royals want to survive, they might need to swallow their pride and admit they need Harry more than ever. But based on recent moves like that cake-tasting detour, it seems William's just too busy playing catch-up to notice. Word count 1,248. Nina's takedown on Jeremy Vine was pure gold, factual, fierce, and honestly long overdue.